Are you struggling to display an image in your React project? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into a common issue that many developers face when using React, TypeScript, and Webpack. I totally get it. You've followed all the steps, installed the necessary loaders, and yet you still see that dreaded cannot find module error. It's frustrating, right? But don't worry, we're going to figure this out together. Here's the situation. One user reached out saying they are trying to display an image in their React component using Webpack and Webpack Dev Server. They have installed File Loader, updated their Webpack configuration, and imported the image, but they still encounter an error. Sound familiar? Let's break it down. So, what could be causing this issue? The error message indicates that TypeScript doesn't recognize the image file type. This is a common hurdle when working with TypeScript and Webpack, but we can resolve it with a few adjustments. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only fix this issue, but also learn how to prevent it in the future. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. To resolve the issue with the image import in TypeScript, the user needs to create a declaration file. This file will inform TypeScript about the types of non-code files, like images. Next, the user should ensure that the TypeScript compiler recognizes this declaration file. This can be done by including it in the TypeScript configuration. After updating the configuration, the user can now try to recompile the project. This should resolve the cannot find module error. Finally, the user can test the application to see if the image displays correctly in the React component. If everything is set up properly, the image should render without issues. Fun fact, did you know that the first image ever uploaded to the internet was a picture of a band called Les Horribles Cernet? It was a JPEG file, just like the one you're trying to display. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user involves using the require function to load the image. They suggest declaring the require function in a common TypeScript declaration file to avoid linting errors. In their example, they create a sample component that uses require to load an image directly. Let's take a moment to review another user's answer. The user highlights that the TypeScript compiler doesn't recognize the import of a JPG file, leading to the error. They suggest two solutions. First, you can replace the import statement with a require statement to bypass the TypeScript import issue. This requires installing typings to avoid additional errors. Alternatively, you can keep the import statement and create a .dts file to provide type information for the .jpg module. This approach requires defining the module type, although the user hasn't found the exact format yet. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. One alternative solution is to create a TypeScript definition file in your source directory. You can name it something like image.des. In this file, you will export a module definition for JPEG files using the syntax export module sta.jpg. This informs TypeScript about the image file type. Now, let's dive into a different answer from another user. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves importing the image differently. They recommend importing the image as a module using the syntax import as logo from /assets icon.jpg. Then you can access the image using logo.default. Finally, create a functional component that returns an image tag with the source set to this imported image. Let's move forward and look at another answer. An alternative approach shared by another user involves using the require statement to import the image. They suggest importing the logo image from a specific path and then using it in the img tag with the default property. Here's a pro tip. Always ensure your TypeScript knows about the file types you're using. This will save you from a lot of headaches down the road. And there you have it. With these adjustments, you should be able to display your image without any issues. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more troubleshooting tips. Happy coding!